It's not uncommon to see stuff swept back behind the wheels and onto the lower body of the car. This can be tire shine, sling, or spin off, rocks, sand, mud, salt, etc. Splash guards, mud flaps, mud guards, whatever you want to call them, they are handy to have when the seasons move on towards winter. There are a few dozen vendors selling these on Amazon and eBay. Most seem to be using the same mold and installation hardware. Prices are in the $17 to $40 range. I purchased the black matte finish versions to best match my car. There is one vendor that sells painted mud flaps in white, blue, and black, with silver and gray supposed to be arriving soon. There are some bad reviews about poor paint quality, so buyer beware. These are the tools needed today for this project. A drill with an 1/8 inch drill bit, blue painter's tape, a ratchet with a 10mm socket, Phillips head screwdriver, a plastic sponger or pry bar, and a pencil for marking the drilling hole. Also, a cleaning rag with soapy water. The mudguards are packaged in 2 plastic bags. These are made from semi-rigid ABS thermoplastic material that are molded to fit the curve of the wheel arch area where it meets the rocker panel. These are for the front, and these are for the back. If you receive them and they're a little rough on the edges, take a little sandpaper and you can buff it out to a smooth finish. These mud flaps are labeled with the location they are supposed to be installed to. FL for front left, FR for front right, RL for rear left, and RR for rear right. These are the 3 bags of attachment hardware. First we have replacement clips. These are push-in plastic trim clips that come in 2 pieces. You insert the outer shell into the mud flap, and then you place the center clip, and that will attach the mud flaps on. We also have some screws. These are used for the front mud flaps. You can see that the replacement clips are longer than the original clips. This should help keeping the mud guards attached well. Let's get started with the front left install. Clean the installation area with a soapy rag. I'm rotating my tires today, so it's a good time to install these. I'm going to install the left side of the car with the wheels off, and then to show you the difference on the other side with the wheels on. Use the plastic pry bar to remove the trim clips. There are 2. Place some blue painter's tape where the hole is going to be drilled. Mark the hole with the pencil. I would suggest using a 1/8 inch drill bit or smaller. You're drilling through plastic, so it's actually pretty easy. Remove the painter's tape. These are the push-in plastic trim clips and one screw. Insert the two outer trim shells into the holes. Now place the mudguard over the area to be mounted. Insert the center plugs. They can be pretty tight, so you need to press with a lot of force. Push them in all the way. Get the screw started in the drill hole. Use the Phillips head screwdriver to screw it in. At a certain point, you will feel it hitting some resistance. When it gets tight, then stop. One down, 3 to go. Now for the rear left install. Carefully clean the installation area with the soapy rag again. Also, it's a good idea to get inside the wheel well, because there may be some grass or dirt in there that needs to come off. You don't want to have the mud flap going over any dirt. Use the pry bar to remove the one trim clip. Use the ratchet with the 10mm socket to remove one screw that is located underneath the bumper. This is what it looks like. Again, I'm going over the area to make sure I got everything clean. Place the mud flap over the area where it's going to be mounted. Install the trim clip outer shell. Slip the bumper panel into the groove opening that's near the top of the mudguard. Insert the center plug. And push it all the way in. Here is a view under the mud flap where the screw goes. I threaded the screw by hand to get it started. Use the ratchet with the 10mm socket to tighten the screw. Tighten until you feel resistance, then stop. Here is where the panel slips into the groove. That's it, done with the second. Now for the rear right install. Like before, we're cleaning the installation area with the soapy rag. Use the plastic pry bar to remove the one trim clip. Use the ratchet with a 10mm socket to remove the one screw. Insert the trim clip outer shell into the mud flap. Place the mud flap over the area to be mounted. Insert the center plug. Slip the bumper panel into the groove opening. Push the center plug all the way in. With the wheel on, it is a little tight to fit your hand in there, so it takes a little bit more time. Use the ratchet with the 10mm socket to install the screw. From this angle you can see that the mudguard covers the tire pretty well. Now lastly, we have the front right install. Use the pry bar to remove the two trim clips. Also, like before, clean the installation area with the soapy rag. Insert the two outer trim shells into the holes on the mud flap. When installing with the wheels on, turn the wheel all the way to the right for better access. This will be necessary when we do the drilling step. Place some blue painter's tape where the hole is going to be drilled. Mark the hole with a pencil, and then start drilling the hole. Remove the blue painter's tape. And now place the mud flap over the area where it's going to be mounted. Get the screw started in the drill hole. And then use the Phillips screwdriver to tighten. Insert the center plugs. And then push the plugs all the way in. Use the Phillips screwdriver to finish tightening. Alright, all 4 mud flaps are installed. After a fairly easy installation, these mud flaps seem very sturdy and look like they will protect the car from rocks, sand, and mud getting kicked up as we are approaching winter. These will come in handy during the winter when salt spray on the roads and slush gets swept onto the sides of the car. One possible downside to these mudguards is degradation of the aerodynamics of the car. I'll be checking to see if there's a noticeable difference in range over time. Look in the video description for links to purchase these mud flaps. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.